Hello, everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Tally Cigarelli. I have a YouTube channel here, but I don't really post that much. But I have a feeling I'm going to begin to start posting more. And what I'm going to speak about is just topics that are just important to me, and just realizations, revelations, and just things that, I learn and I grow from. And I just want to share it with you all, to just possibly touch somebody else's life. Maybe someone needs someone to empathize with where they are and where they're going. So if I can do that for someone out there, that would be mean the most to me. So you let me know what you think, I guess. All right. So, of course, like today I had another realization. Today is October 26th, 2021. It's my dad's birthday, and we went out to dinner, and he has a newborn. He's actually 61. No, I'm sorry. My dad turned 60 today, the big 60, and he has a newborn, with his new wife. And we just went out today and we had fun and we celebrated him, him being a young father and all. And it was great. And my dad just loves to drop like a lot of gems on me. He wants to see me do well in life. He wants to see me prosper. And he just, he kind of reminds me that, there's so much more that he wants to see out of me. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes it feels like pressure, but I'm also happy to know I have someone in my corner and a reminder that I need to press forth more. Like I need to apply myself more. And there's so much more I need to be doing with myself, because if it's not for my dad, I have no one else to really push me to do better. So I am really thankful for that. But that's not what this video is about. It's just me. I'm alone in my thoughts. It's about me. I was alone in my thoughts, and I was driving home, by myself. And I was just thinking, about rejection. And I don't know if I've talked about this in other videos, but a common theme in my life since I was younger was rejection. Like since I was younger, I felt like I didn't fit in. I felt like a misfit. I felt like a lot of people did not understand me. When I got into grade school, there was not a feeling of belonging to any group. Now, the thing about it is I had different groups that I did kind of vibe with, and there were some things that were compatible, but for the most part, I've never found a group where I felt completely compatible with that group, and that's where my place was, where I'm supposed to be, where I fit in. I've never had that, and even to this day, I'm 26 years old today, and I still haven't found that place where I could be like, this is my place, this is my area. The most I can say is that I know for sure that I believe in Jesus Christ. I know that he's my Lord and Savior. I believe that he came and he died for me and he rose again on the third day. That's where I completely fit in with. I can say that. And I believe that I'm supposed to touch other people's lives. I know that's for me as well. I believe that I'm a businesswoman. I'm an entrepreneur. I believe those things are for me. But as far as finding a group where I fit in, no, because honestly, it took me a while to even know myself, get to know myself, who I am. I'm just now evolving and starting to discover and at the same time walk into the woman I'm supposed to be. So with that being said, if I'm just now at 26 years old, starting to figure out and uncover pieces of who I am and who I'm not, and I'm just now learning who I am as a person, who like my purpose, who God has called me to be in my purpose. There was no way in heaven that anything, any group of people, any person that I've met previously could have been my person or for me. And I am talking about friends, but I've had some really good friends, but they're not my friends now, which means that in my story, they fit for a season. and it's not for my future. But when I'm speaking on this, I'm most talking about relationships. And relationships is another thing that I'm very interested in my personal life. That's something that I gravitate towards, something I want to make a difference and talk to women about as well. But specifically when it comes to this, I think about the relationships that didn't work out in areas that I may have felt rejected in, like guys, certain guys that I like didn't like me back, or I was in a relationship or a situationship with a certain guy, and it turned out to be terrible. It didn't work out. A lot of these situations don't even last long. It'd be like 3 months, maybe 6 months, but it has like a 3-month expiration date, and all of a sudden some big blow up happens, and that's it, it's done. So at those times, I remember feeling rejected, feeling hurt, feeling broken, feeling lost, feeling like, why doesn't this person want me? Why would this person do this to me? Why would this person treat me like that? But what I realized is, my great realization is today, and let me tell you something, I have this realization, but I'm not where I want to be now, but I'm realizing this in the middle. So my great realization for today is that they could have never been for me. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, if you guys understand what I'm saying right now, but what I'm saying is they could have never been for me. The woman that I'm uncovering, the woman that I'm aspiring to be, the woman that I know that I'm meant to be, I'm not even her yet. And I already know, even at this stage in my life, looking back, the guys that I was interested, the guys that were interested in me, the guys that I was interested in, the guys that I used to date, the guys that I used to tolerate, they could have never been for me. Because the woman that I'm going to be, the woman that I'm aspiring to be, they're not compatible with her. So it was never meant to be. And the fact that I kind of, in a way, forced it, or they forced it, it would have only lasted for a season, because they're not for me. I think about the guys who didn't see me for who I am, who couldn't see me for who I'm gonna be. Right now, when I look at myself, I see myself as a diamond in the rough. I know you look at me and you see, wow, she's pretty, okay? And I'm not saying that from a place of arrogance, because I know a lot of people look at me and they see, wow, she's a pretty girl, because they tell me that. But I don't mean that from a place of arrogance. I know I'm all done up today. I went out, I'm done up. I look, I put myself together today. I look pretty good. So in saying that, I'm just saying that I know you look at me and you're like, wow, she's a really pretty woman. She's a good looking woman. How could she have that experience? How can guys have rejected her and treated her wrong? But I'm telling you, they have. And not only have they done that, I accepted that. I allowed that. I allowed them to treat me less than who I'm supposed to be. And why did I do that? Because I didn't know myself. So when you don't know yourself and you don't understand how much value you hold because you don't know who you are, you do allow people to treat you less than. You do give people discounts on your true value. That's what happens. But I'm not talking about that today. That's for another video. Okay, you need to forgive yourself about that. I need to forgive myself about that. But what I'm saying is that thank God for the rejection that I suffered. Thank God for blocking those things, those places, those people that were not for me. Thank God he didn't allow me to settle, or end up getting married or even having children. And if you've had children by one of those guys who you had children with them in a place, in a time that you didn't know who you are, and you found out that person's for you, there is still so much hope for you to move on and find that person who is for you. But I'm saying, for me, I thank God that he didn't allow me, in my testimony, in my lifetime, to settle and get married to or stay in a long relationship with somebody who wasn't for me. you know? And I used to be like, wow, I know this is so stupid to even say, but I used to look at other toxic relationships because I have other toxic relationships that I can see with my eyes. I'm not in them, but I've been a witness to them. And I look at them and I'm like, wow, even though this relationship is toxic, they really know how to really hold it down. Like, I see people around me, they know how to hold down their toxic relationship for 2 to 4 years. So I look back at myself and I'm like, what's wrong with me that I can't hold down and be in a relationship for that long? And I don't even I discount the fact that that relationship is toxic. It's gonna end anyway. Those people are wasting their time with each other. But for me, it's like, wow, at least they're together. And that's just the wrong way to think about it. Right now, my realization today is that I thank God He didn't allow me to stay in anything that wasn't for me. And you could make this prayer too, because I know I've made this prayer several times, but I remember a long time ago I made this prayer and God actually brought to my remembrance this prayer that I made. And the prayer was, God, anything that's not for me, even if I want it, take it away from me. Anything that I desire that's not of you, even if I want it, take it away from me. Don't allow me to settle for anything that you don't want for me. And I challenge you all to pray that prayer. Pray that prayer as well, because just recently, it's not no relationship, but I had this guy, we kind of like try to, kind of talk, try to probably like kind of maybe lead towards a relationship, maybe not, we just were trying to get to know each other, and that fell apart so quickly. And then it's not like I cared like a little bit, but right now, I'm like, I have things to focus on, so I can't really care too much, but I did care a little bit. I'm like, wow, this relationship or this get to know you phase fell apart so quickly. I'm like, wow, like, it's like, well, dang, but I'm realizing it just today. I'm like, I thank God, because I just re-prayed that prayer again, just Monday, today's Tuesday. So just yesterday, I was praying that same prayer. I said, God, anything that's not of you, anything that's not from you, take it away from me. Take it. I don't want it. I don't care. Anything that's in my heart, just even if I want it, God, even if it's my desire, all my desires that's not from you, I release it. I was praying that prayer to God yesterday. So for me to sit now, realize that I'm praying those prayers and God is listening to me. And since I've been praying that prayer, He hasn't allowed anything that wasn't from Him to work for me. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God for that. That's my revelation. I'm grateful to God for everything that rejected me, every opportunity that ran away from me, anything that wasn't for me. I'm grateful that it did not work. Every relationship, every situationship, every man, every woman, because I used to date women as well. So every woman and every man that did not work for me, every relationship, even my best friend, my former best friend, because she's not even my best friend anymore. Today we just had some words today. I didn't really have no words. She had words with me, and then she blocked me. So I'm like, bro, anything that's not and I prayed that prayer yesterday, and I have my best friend, my ex-best friend, who we can't get along with anymore because we just live 2 different lifestyles. She's like basically cursing me out today, and I'm like, and I have to remember, I prayed that prayer yesterday. Today, I would have rekindled. Like, if she would have been softer with me, I would have rekindled with her. And when we rekindle, we're lit together. We're lit. I'm trying to live a lifestyle that's pleasing to God. That's just me, my lifestyle right now. And when I'm with her, we're just the total opposite of that. And that's how we are. You understand? So it's like, I prayed that prayer to God yesterday, and I'm like, I was getting a little bit sad. I wasn't getting too sad, but I was getting a little bit sad, like, wow, my best friend, she's talking to me this way, and this guy who we was kind of sort of getting to know each other, it just fell apart this quickly. I just fell apart real quickly, and I was kind of getting a little bit, like wow, like a little bit upset about it. And I have to remember, I told God to take things away from me that's not for me. So that means I need to learn how to appreciate everything that rejects me, everything that can't see me for who I truly am, that who can't see my value, that doesn't want to be around me, that doesn't want to be with me for my journey. It is great that they go. It is great that I let it go. It is great that it falls apart. I need to learn how to appreciate everything that falls apart. I just want to thank God right now for everything that fell apart. And one day I'm going to look back at this video and I'm going to realize like this, I just made this video as a reminder, just like a point in my life in the middle where I'm still fighting, I'm still going through things to become who I want to be. But but this video is going to be my point where I remember, these things. And it's just going to be such a great reminder for me for what I've been through and where I come from. But this is the present Tally. And the future Tally, I want to say you're welcome. This video is weird, but I want to say you're welcome. You're welcome that I let go of the things. Wow, I'm about to tear up. You're welcome. I know you're thanking me, but I want to say you're welcome to you for letting go of the things that you needed to let go of, the things that didn't work for you up until this point, even the things that are falling apart, the things that didn't work. You're welcome that I let them go. And I'm going to continue to let go of anything that's not for me. Anything that's not for me. Every rejection, whether that's relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, I thank God that they didn't work out. They weren't supposed to. Because the guys that I've chosen up until this point are not equally yoked. They're not compatible with the woman I'm going to be. The woman that you are now. The woman that you are now. They weren't compatible with it. So I thank God I could let them go. And that's my word to myself for today. But if it helps somebody out there, then God bless you. I'm so happy it didn't work out.